Hello, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Latoya Wells. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for being here for another episode of Wellness Wednesday. I am Dr. Latoya Wells, family nurse practitioner, doctor of nursing practice, owner of Wells Legacy Health and Wellness. Welcome for another Wellness Wednesday. As you all know, the month of April, we highlight and we reflect or bring to light several different health topics, health issues. And today we will be discussing the impact of stress on the body as well as movement and how movement can help with stress. You all know I love my numbers, so we're going to go into some statistics, some details on a few things, and discuss holistically how stress impacts your mind, your body, every area of your person. And so we're going to dive into that tonight. So thank you all for being here. We are located at 452 Osceola Street, Suite 106. We are a full service family practice office. We offer medical weight loss. We will be delving into some other services here coming soon. I can't quite make that announcement just yet, but there are some things that are in the work. I just want to say thank you all so much. I'm grateful for being here with you, and we're going to get right into it. So, April Health Awareness Month, we talked about minority health. We talked about several other things. I know in the beginning of the month, we kind of finished off March and brought in April discussing kidney health and kidney awareness. And as we mentioned, I talked about tobacco. And so there's many different things that impact our health. And that's one of my goals. And the mission of Wells Legacy Health and Wellness is one to bring this information to you all so that you have the knowledge, that you have the information to make good health decisions based on information that impacts your health, right? And that could help you. So April is a month to be reminded to take care of ourselves and to prioritize our health. Physical health, mental well being makes up who we are, right? And so we have to really take time to look at our life. What are we doing? What are our habits? Things that we do each and every day, and how do those things impact our overall health, and just taking into account our lifestyle and making positive changes to make sure that we are able to leave a legacy of good health or create a legacy of good health. And that's something that can be passed on from generation to generation to generation. Stress, right? The month of April is also stress relief month, and to really take time to really evaluate the stressors in your life and how it impacts you. As I'm sitting here with you right now, I tend to carry my stress in my neck, in my shoulders, and my upper back. And this has been a hard couple weeks. Different things being pulled in many different directions, different priorities, tax time, right? Having to get all that stuff together, wait until the last minute to do it. It's stressful, but I did it to myself. I can't blame anybody else. And so, right now, as I sit here talking to you, I feel the stress and I need to get a massage, which I will be doing here soon. But there's so many different ways that stress can impact our body, and stress is a common thread woven into the fabric of our lives. It comes in many different forms. It impacts our life, it impacts relationships, impacts our mood. So April is stress relief month. And so this is the perfect time to explore some effective ways that we can manage stress and take back, our peace when it comes to the stresses of life. So what are some of the signs and symptoms of stress? I just kind of gave you one. My number one is I get muscle tension. Some of the physical signs include one, headache, and you'll have that tension headache. Some people have the headache where it feels like there's a band just kind of sitting right around their forehead going to the back. Some people may feel the stress here with tension headaches. Muscle tension. I am one, I work out, and then whenever I tend to be in stressful situations, my muscles tense up. And so I feel that tension. Being tired and fatigued, changes in your appetite and or sleep pattern, insomnia, eating too much or not eating at all. And I can say for me, and I'll speak about myself, whenever I am stressed, I forget to eat because my mind is so focused on getting the task done and making sure that I'm checking off all the boxes on my to-do list. I have to take time to kind of step back and take some deep breaths and regroup because it can be overwhelming at times. But there's some things that we can do about it, and we're going to talk about that a little later. Mental symptoms. So how does stress show up in our mental space, our head space? Anxiety, irritability, not being able to concentrate, racing thoughts, depression. There's many different ways that stress can show up when it comes to our mental state. And some of the things that when it comes to a spiritual aspect or the impacts on our spiritual life, feeling disconnected, spiritually drained, or having lack of purpose and meaning. And when we speak of the whole person, there's many aspects of us, right? We can't have an arm without a shoulder joint. You can't have fingers without the hand. Every body system is connected. And so you got to have one. You can't have one without the other. Well, you can, but then that's a whole nother situation and circumstances. But the effects of stress, it ripples through every aspect of our being. It impacts every part of our body. So body stress can manifest with cardiovascular issues, chest pain, shortness of breath, heart attacks, strokes happen in individuals who are carrying a lot of stress and who have other health issues going on. Weakened immune system. When you're under a lot of stress, it breaks down your immune system and you're prone to being sick, being exposed and, contracting viruses and the common cold, things of that nature, because stress weakens the immune system. Some individuals suffer from digestive issues, diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting, upset stomach. Those are some of the ways that stress will show up in our bodies. And for many individuals, I've talked to people and they're like, I'm not stressed. I don't feel stressed. We do very well and I'm saying we because I'm one, at internalizing our stress. And when we do that, our bodies begin to talk to us and tell us what's going on. There's a book that says, The Cells Keep the Secret, I believe it is. Our cells keep track of what's happening within our body, and that begins to come outward. It begins to be exhibited outward. If you think about a glass, I have and this is not a Stanley cup, so don't come from me, y'all. But it's a Hydro Peak or something, but it was cute, so I got it. I wasn't paying for no Stanley cup. But just imagine if I have this water bottle, this cup, which is pretty full right now. If I continue to pour into this cup, pour into this cup, pour into this cup, what's going to happen? It's going to overflow. And one of the things that I forget to do, what I forget is when I'm putting water in here and this cap, it's pretty hard to take off. So I'm not going to try and do that right now. But when I put this cap on, if I put too much liquid in here and I press this top, water begins to come up either out of the straw or out of the opening right here because it's too full. And so what happens is when our bodies is carrying too much, it finds a way to release it. When it comes to our mind, our mental state, so chronic stress can lead to anxiety disorders, depression, and other mental health challenges. And so we really have to take a step back and pay attention to what our body's telling us. When it comes to the spiritual side of us, stress can leave us feeling spiritually depleted, disconnected, and lacking peace. feeling stressed out. There's, where your environment is usually pretty peaceful. Now there's a lack of peace there. And so, again, holistically, stress can impact our bodies in many different ways. And I just want to keep drawing that home, because for the individual that says, I'm not stressed, I don't feel like I'm stressed, we really need to take inventory of how we're feeling. We tend to hold our breath and not take those deep cleansing breaths. We tend to clench our joint, our muscles, our teeth, and things of that nature. They're all signs and symptoms of stress. And many times people on the outside looking in can tell that you're stressed, but you don't see that. Some statistics that are pretty eye-opening when it comes to stress. I read these numbers and I was like, whoa. The American Institute of Stress says that 77% of people regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress. 48% of Americans feel their stress has increased over the last 5 years, and that's according to American Psychological Association. Chronic stress has been linked to numerous health issues, including heart disease, which I mentioned, obesity, and also mental health disorders. Now, to tie in movement, in April, we also highlight and reflect on movement and how that can positively impact our body, exercising and things of that nature. There's many different ways that you can exercise. There's many different avenues by which you can obtain exercise, and from taking a walk, riding a bicycle, group fitness, whatever it is that you like to do, Pilates, so many different things that you can do to move our bodies. And we've talked about this in the past in terms of the number of minutes and how often we should exercise based on recommendations. And it's 30 minutes a day of moderate exercise. Okay. So 30 minutes a day, we should be moving our bodies. Movement to the body is medicine to our mind, body, and our soul. And so making sure that we're getting regular exercise can help us. And how does it help? Exercising releases good hormones, happy hormones. It releases the stress hormones, endorphins, that causes the body to kind of relax. So those endorphins that come from exercising help. It's our natural stress reliever. It improves mood and gives us that boost of energy that we need. I can tell you, whenever I start my day off exercising, I feel amazing. Or whenever I'm feeling sluggish and I'm just not in a good mood, sometimes I'll go upstairs, I'll turn on my workout program or whatever it is I'm doing, or I'll grab some heavy weight and I'll start lifting, and I'll just get into a zone of focusing in on what it is that I'm doing there. Make sure I'm taking the deep breaths and just kind of bang it out in the gym. And I feel so much better. It enhances our cognitive function and it promotes better sleep. So when we are exercising, we're sharper in our thinking, we're sharper in our processing, and then we're able to sleep better. I don't know about you. I'm a person, I can work out at any time and go to sleep. But there's some times where there's a lot going on, and I've dealt with insomnia in the past, and I've gone to work out, and that's helped me to kind of relax and be able to get into sleep. As I mentioned before, some people don't know when to reach out when it comes to, they don't know that they're stressed, or they don't feel that they're stressed. And there are many times where we can become overwhelmed with stress, whether it's a new job, it's family issues, personal things that are going on with an individual's health, or just in relationships, work, what have you. It can become overwhelming, and to a point so much so where it's impacting that individual's health, their mental state, and they may need to reach out for help. There's healthcare providers such as myself, and some others who are equipped to help individuals who are dealing with increased stress in their lives. One, to get medical advice, and then also support. Reaching out to family and friends, trusted family and friends, those who are in your village that can help hold you accountable and just be there for you to provide you that emotional support that you may need. And also mental health counselors and therapists for guidance and coping strategies. Many times we don't have the necessary coping strategies that we need to help us get through the stressful times in our lives. So there's some ways to reduce stress, as I talked about it previously. Exercising is one way, but practicing mindfulness, and it's just about taking time to take a deep breath. Because if we're being honest, not many of us really take those deep breaths. We take a lot of shallow breaths, but we're not taking deep breaths. And breathing can kind of help lower stress levels and get you to a place where, okay, everything's okay. There's not a bear chasing me. I don't have to be in fight or flight mode right now. I can just sit here and be and feel the peace that's around me or within. Engage in physical activity. As I mentioned before, we talked about the different activities that you can do. Simply going outside on a 10-15 minute break and walking is helpful. Nourishing your body, eating nutrient-rich foods, staying hydrated, and then prioritizing sleep. We've talked about some foods that are good for you. Go back to those things. Look back at those things that help you instead of reaching for the bag of chips. Not saying that chips are bad, but whenever we're stressed, we tend to, I can say for me, I tend to stress eat. When I'm sleepy, when I'm tired, I tend to snack and eat foods that aren't healthy. Plan those meals out. Get into a routine that will help you whenever stress comes, to help you prioritize what's most important in that time. And then making sure we're connecting with other people. Meaningful, healthy relationships are important, to where we can lean on those individuals in our support system when we need them the most. And then again, one thing that I had, sometimes I still struggle with this, is setting boundaries. Learn when to say no to excessive commitments and prioritizing your self-care. There is a amazing woman that I met almost a year ago, and her name is Zena Stevens. She has a channel of Put Your Cape Away, and her whole movement is for women and mothers to not be super women. We're not super women. We don't have to be the super mom or the super woman or what have you. You can put your cape away. And she said something on one of her recent videos, is that she does not accept an invitation for something and she doesn't say no right away. She takes time to consider all the things that she has going on and where that fits within her family life. And that's one way that she helps her to prevent from being overextended and way to decrease stress. There's so many different things that you can do when it comes to alleviating stress. For me, some of the things that help me with stress relief is, one, having a plan, having organization in my personal space, and writing everything down, putting it in a calendar, put it on my phone. I have my planner, which I live by. I have my phone, which I live by, and have all the things in there that I need to do. Now, are there times where I forget things? Yeah, of course, because I have a million things going on sometimes. But just slowing down and not trying to multitask, because if I'm being honest, nothing really gets done that way anyways, right? I'm just circling the hamster wheel. But just taking time to reflect, look at things, develop a plan, and move into the areas where I know that I've put these different things in place. I have my boundaries set, and this is what works for me. So as we continue through the rest of the month, and we have about 6 more days in April, I want you to really think about those things that are causing you stress. And if you're feeling or experiencing things within your body and you're not sure what's going on, reach out, whether it be a healthcare provider, someone of that nature, a mental health provider. Many individuals who suffer from anxiety, it exhibits in their physical body as real health symptoms or issues. And when we get to the bottom of it, it's anxiety, it's stress. And so take care of yourselves. Do what you need to do to prioritize you and your health and your peace. This is Dr. Latoya Wells with Wells Legacy Health and Wellness. Stay safe and be well. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.